Dr. Callahan. I hear a bird. Huh. Little belt chirping in there. Must be a pulley. Fords in their pulleys, my lord. How many times you gotta change them? Car runs good. It runs better now. There we go. There's a few scuffs in it, but that kiss wasn't for y'all. Hasn't been running a month. Bye bye, Izzy. I just did the lower ball joints on it, and the front brakes were in good shape, but I figured, well, they were brand new. While I had them off, I turned the rotors and put some wheel bearings in it. This thing shifts funny when it goes down the road. I guess the tuner really don't help it shift better neither. She loves that car. I wish it had a 5-speed. It looks good. It's a good looking car. Close her door. Gotta pull out into the 301 500. Right into overdrive. God. She don't know how to work the throttle. Okay. We got she's going to give me some brake hoses from my vet. That's what I'm doing today. Putting some brake hoses on it. Oh, boy, that went upside down real quick. And I have an oil pan leaking. Actually, it's my, not oil pan, my shifter seals on the side cover are leaking. All three of them, reverse, first, second, third, fourth. But we'll take care of that as long as I keep an eye on it. Yep, we're going to take these off and do this. Also, I have, what did I do with them? I already lost them. Sway bar bushings, link bushings I'm going to put in first while she's going to get my stuff. Hopefully they're long enough. Here they are. If not, I'll have to modify a bolt, but I've got the bushings and the washers there. Alright, let me get set up and start doing that while she's getting my brake hoses, and we'll take this thing for a ride today. I've installed the Phi-Tech fuel injection. It runs great. I've put the 355 gear in the rear end, which sounds beautiful, but you know how that is when you put a used gear in. I've rebuilt a lot of Corvette rear ends, and just my experience of where the where the lash ring gear lash is. They're usually, all of them that I've ever done or taken apart were right around 7.5 to 9.5 thousandths. So I set this one at 8 thousandths, And you really have to put a lot of smooth driving on the acceleration for at least 500 or 1,000 miles to try to break in a used gear. A lot of times they're not successful, but I've had good luck. I've done quite a few of them, but you know, they're Corvettes, and once you've done about 50 Corvette rear ends, you can tell what you did wrong. Hey, I think I see another leak up there. That one's not in a good spot. That's got a brand new caliper on it. That better not be brake fluid, and it is. And it's not coming from there. Going to have to investigate. Oh, I know. I took the cap off. Some slurped over the back. Okay. But yeah, I got my exhaust on. It actually sounds good, open. Quiet, real quiet. When it's closed, it's probably good for highway riding, but you lose it. You can feel the power close up. So I've got to be easy on this thing for probably 1,000 miles, which is going to take me a long time to get it in there, get 1,000 miles on it. And that's not easy to do when you just added or increased the horsepower drastically. And the way the car runs, look at the body lines on this car. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it probably took me 4 days to get that front clip on this car, to get that gap where I wanted it. And it's starting to lift a little bit at the top, but that's probably just the way it's shaping. But this has been, I don't know, God, it's been a long time since I put this car together. And it hasn't moved a bit right there. I mean, the lines look good. Same thing with this side, actually. It came out real good too. I mean, as you can see, it's on a lift right now. That's probably why my gap's wide at the top, because they do flex and bow on the frame. But yeah, for a 76, 77 front clip, so it's got the 69 rear frame section and the 77 front frame section. I got tons of parts from a bunch of different Corvettes in this car. All the cars I had left over from selling them and piecing them and all that stuff, I made a car here. I actually bought this car for the side pipes and the interior for a 73 convertible that I was doing. And I fell in love with just that, and just the shell, just the back shell section. The interior is just beautiful in this car. And that's, you know, that's a job when you do an interior in a Corvette, and getting it, even if you got everything new, it's hard to get it right. I don't know if y'all can see the lines on that car, the hood lines. I mean, I'm not a body man, but I've got them lines and gaps, or not lines, the gaps on this front clip. Nice. But, like I said, it took me a couple days to line this thing up. Screw them on, then glue them on. I still got my holes from where I screwed them on. Screw it on to the bonding strip, and you can align it and move it and get it just the way you want it before you bond it. And I don't use a kind of bonding material that they use on Corvettes. I use something different, and I'm not going to disclose what I use, but I think this front clip has at least been on here for, let me see, I built this building in 05, this is 17, that's 12 years. I probably had this car a year after I built the building, so it's been together for 11 years, 10, 11 years. So no lifting, no pulling, no popping apart. And I've had that happen with Vet Bond. If you whack it too hard or bump it or something like that, it'll blast right off of there. But the stuff I use, it don't do that. So, looks great. All right, I know I'm blabbling along. We're gonna be cranking up BMF here pretty soon. Hopefully that SS 67 SS Chevelle is going to be coming back to the shop pretty soon anyway. I'm going to make an exhaust system soon for the big blocks. I've got one for a small block, but I'm going to make one for big blocks for my engine run stand here. I think I've got an old set of headers around here somewhere that I took off of TJ's car. I'll have to find them. But yeah, the 396 or the BMF. I don't know what that could stand for. Oh yeah, I have to think about that one. BMF 396. I'm not up to it all the technology on the abbreviations anymore, but that's gonna be a beast. All right, guys, I'm just rambling, walking around. Another thing to talk about. 396 that I'm getting ready to build. My good buddy Darren gave me an intake, wind intake, and some valve covers. Very nice. And I am going to build this one, but I think I'm going to put it in one of the Novas I have. I've got a 274 Novas, and I'm going to build one of them, and I want to put this 396 in there. But like everything else, when somebody gives you something, you know, you want to keep it. So if I put this in the Nova, I'm not going to be selling it. Spiders. Oh, and another nice set of heads he gave me. Small blocks. Set of box of pistons sitting on them. I've got to take them apart and clean them up, but these are sweet. I mean, they're nice and smoothed out already. They just need to be cleaned up. I've got a motor to build and put those on too. It's getting ready to come out of the red shed out here. It's just a 350. Came out of a 94 pickup, so I'm not sure what's all in that one. I'm not sure if it's a roller motor or not. It ran great when I pulled it out, but you know, it's been sitting for a few years, so we're just gonna go ahead and build it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and come back when we go for a ride in the vet over here. All right, y'all take care.